Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the class of 12th English medium. The subject is statistics, part 2, chapter 4, that is limit, by Vedant sir. We will be continuing from where we left off in the last tutorial. We will start with the meaning of x arrow a, otherwise called as x tends to a. Now, let us assume that there is a variable x and there is a constant value a. Now, I am increasing the value of x so to get it nearer and nearer to a, or if it is already more than that, I am decreasing the value of x to get it nearer and nearer to a, but x is not equal to a. That means I am increasing the value of x or decreasing the value of x to get it nearer and nearer to a, but x is not equal to a. Then we can say that x tends to a. What we say? X tends to a. Symbolically it is x arrow a, but we call it x tends to a. Let us take another. The meaning of x tends to 0. It means the same thing. X is either less than 0 or more than 0, and we are increasing the value of x or decreasing the value of x to get it nearer and nearer to 0, but x is not equal to 0. Then we can say that x tends to 0. Are you clear with this? X tends to 0 means x increases or decreases to go to nearer and nearer to 0, but x is not 0, that is x tends to 0. Now limit uses that tends to concept for its function. How? X is the a is a constant value. X is either increased or decreased gradually to get it nearer and nearer to a. Then there is a function fx and it has a constant value a. So when we take x as nearer and nearer to a, fx gradually also goes nearer and nearer to L. So when x goes nearer and nearer to a, fx goes nearer and nearer to L. But we call it x tends to a, then fx tends to L. That means when x goes nearer to a, fx goes nearer to L. That is x tends to a and fx tends to L. Then that L is called limiting value of the function fx. So here L is an important factor, and we call this symbolically limit lim, that is limit x tends to a, fx is equal to L. So here the concept of limit is that when the value of x tends to a constant value a, its function's value, that is fx value, tends to another constant value L. That L is the limiting value of the function fx. So that L is the actual value of the limit, and symbolically we write it as limit x tends to a, fx is equal to L. But how to find this limit for any function, means how do we apply this concept in practicality? Let's see. I have a function here, it is fx is equal to 2x plus 5, and I am taking x is equal to 3 here. So I need to take my value of x nearer and nearer to 3, that is I will call it x tends to 3. So when I take the value of x nearer and nearer to 3, I want to see that what will be the answer for my fx. That means fx will tends to what value. So whole limit question is about finding that L value. You have to find that L value for any question in this limit chapter. So here x tends to 3, that means x is going nearer and nearer to 3. So let us prepare two columns here. One will be x column and one will be fx column. I don't have to take exactly 3, but I have to take near values of 3. So what happens? I will start with 2.9. See, 2.9 is quite near to 3, but it is not 3. I will take 2.9 and put it into the equation of fx, that is 2x plus 5. So when I replace x with 2.9, I get 10.8 as the fx answer. Okay, let us take another value which is a bit more near to 3, that is 2.9, and then comes 2.99. So 2.99 is more near to 3. This is the value I have taken arbitrarily. Basically you can take other value, but it is advisable that you take the exact same value because this is the best value possible. So when I replace my functional 2x plus 5 in x, I will replace with 2.99 to get 10.98. See here the difference. When I take 2.9, I get 10.8. When I take 2.99, I get 10.98. And then I'm going to take 2.999. I'm just increasing one 9 actually, so that way I can get nearer to 3. And then for fx I get 10.998. So when I take x value near to 3, can you guess which value fx is going nearer and nearer to? Okay, just wait. Let us take another x and fx. This time I am taking a greater value than 3. Let's take 3.1. Okay. When I put 3.1 into the equation 2x plus 5, I will get 11.2. Okay. Then let's take one another value. Now this is smaller value than 3.1, 3.01, and 3.01 is a lot nearer to 3. So when I put this into our equation 2x plus 5, I will get 11.02. Getting my point here? And then I will take 3.001, and when I put this into my equation, I get 11.002. Okay, so by observing our graph, our table here, you will see that fx in both the columns, it gradually goes. When x tends to 3, fx tends to 11. Am I right, my dear students? Yes, both of the fx column shows that gradually it goes nearer and nearer to fx 11. So the limit for this function is 11, and that's end of your sum. So this method of finding limit of the function is called tabular method. My dear students, write this down because it is an important method. So the tabular method, so whenever in the question it is asked to find the limit using the tabular method, because there are other methods which I will be teaching you in this chapter, but this is the first method. So whenever in the question tabular method is asked, you have to prepare 4 columns: x, fx, x, fx, and then you have to take 3 less values than the original x and 3 greater values than the original x, and observe the fx values to check the trend that towards which value is our fx value is going. So it is based on observation and simple calculation. Let us take another example here. The question is limit x tends to -1. That means we are supposed to take the value of x nearer and nearer to -1. The equation is given here: x square minus 1 upon x plus 1. Okay. We are supposed to take x tends to -1, so x will tend to -1, so we have to take less and greater values than -1. We have to find what will be the answer for fx when we take x tends to -1. Let us make the columns. Okay, the first value which I am taking for x is -0.9. As you can see, it is less than -1, and again it is quite near to -1. When I put -0.9 in fx, I get -1.9. Then when I take -0.99 and put it into the fx equation, I get -1.99. Similarly, when I take -0.999, you have to make this calculation on your own. Okay, you will get -1.999. That means you put the value of x into our equation in the top, and you get the answer in the fx column. Try it on your own. Let us take second pair of values, -1.1. As you can see, it is on the lesser side. -1.1. When I put it into my equation, I get -2.1. Okay. Now I take a little bit of smaller value, that is -1.01. It is more near to -1. And when I put it into equation, I get -2.01. And then when I take -1.001, putting it into the equation, I get -2.001. So now if you check the trend here, when x tends to -1, the value of fx in the both the columns go gradually nearer and nearer to -2. So the limit answer for this equation is negative 2. We will be taking one other example here. Limit x tends to 0, 2x square plus 3x divided by x. Okay, here x tends to 0, that means the value of x is to be taken as nearer and nearer to 0, and then we have to find what will be the limiting answer for the fx. As usually, we will be preparing first two columns x and fx. Now values less than 0 could be negative 0.1, and when we put it into equation we get 2.8. Then there is negative 0.01. As it is less than 0, it gets into negative. When we will be taking more than 0, it will be positive. So when I put negative 0.01 into my equation, I get 2.98. When I put negative 0.001, I get 2.998. You see where this is going. To be sure, we will prepare other two columns. This time I will take value greater than x, that is 0.1, and when I put it into equation I get 3.2. When I take 0.0001, which is a bit near to 0, and put it into equation I get 3.02, and then I take the nearest value 0.001 and I get 3.002. So from both the columns of fx you can deduct that when x tends to 0, the value of fx will tend to 3. So the limiting value for this function is 3. Remember that for any function there is only one possible limiting value. There might not be more than one possible limiting values. There will always be one limiting value in any function. Okay, this time I have taken a bit bigger sum, but as you can see, whenever questions like these are a bit bigger, we can simplify them. Okay, so what I am going to do here is I am going to apply the factorization method, and after factorizing I will use the tabular method for that. Right now my question here is limit x tends to 2, 3x square minus 4x minus 4 divided by x square minus 4. Now I have to factorize them. So what I am going to do, the middle 4x I am going to split it into negative 6x plus 2x, and rest will be as it is. As you can see, 3x square minus 6x is the first part, 2x minus 4 is the second part. So that way I will factorize them. In the division you can see x square minus 4 is similar with a square minus b square, so that will be splitted into a plus b, a minus b. So we will get something like this. In the numerator 3x will be common, 2 will be common, so I will get x minus 2, x minus 2 in the brackets, and in the denominator x square minus 4 will be split into x minus 2 and x plus 2. Now in the numerator we will take 3x and plus 2 as common, so x minus 2, 3x plus 2 divided by x minus 2, x plus 2. So we can naturally cancel the x minus 2, x minus 2 of the numerator and denominator, and we will be left with a simple function, that is limit x tends to 2, 3x plus 2 divided by x plus 2. You guys are in 12th, so you must be well versed with the factorization method. If not, refer back to your elementary standards and do it again. Really, dear students, you must be good with factorization. It is required. So we will use now this equation here to use the tabular method. So limit x tends to 2, 3x plus 2 upon x plus 2 is the method here, where x is tending towards the value 2. So we have to take values nearer and nearer to 2 and find the limiting value for the fx. So we will start with our usual columns x and fx. Near value for 2, the first time I will take the less value 1.9, putting it into the equation will get us 1.97. When I put 1.99, I get 1.997, and when I put 1.999, I get 1.9999. You just know how it is going to work out in the end. Next, I will take greater values. 2.1 will get me 2.02. 2.01 will get me 2.002. You have to put this value into equation, don't forget. And when I take 2.001, it will get me 2.0002. So as we know, when x tends to 2, the fx tends to 2. So when x is taken as nearer and nearer to 2, fx will go nearer and nearer to again the same value 2. The limiting value of this equation is 2. We will move forward towards the last sum of this particular tutorial. Now this sum has a bit of a twist here. I will explain that. as you know, the limit x tends to 1 and we have to find a limiting value for the function fx. Now in the usual methods we will start with x and fx. I will take less value for x starting with 0.9, and when I put it into my equation 1 upon 0.9 minus 1, when I solve it I get negative 10. Okay, when I take 0.99 I get negative 100, and when I take 0.999 I get negative 1000 here. Getting my point here, it is not actually going towards any value. Let's be more sure by taking other values also. I will take greater value than 1 here. 1.1 will get me 10. Okay, now it's positive actually. Then I take 1.01, it gets me 100. And when I take 1.001, it gets me 1000. So do you have any trend here? 10, 100,000, 10,000, but what? Negative, positive, does it matter? Do I get a single value here? No. By as fx does not go nearer to any particular value, limit of this function does not exist. Yes, my dear students, it is also possible. There are certain functions for which limit does not exist. There is no way to get a limit for this kind of equation, so we can never get a particular answer. So with this particular sum I end my tutorial here. After this comes the exercise 4.2. I hope you guys have already completed exercise 4.1. If you have any doubts, then ask me. Your homework is to complete the exercise 4.2. With that, we will see you next time. Stay home, stay safe. See you soon.